I do have a wireless keyboard and a mouse,
Uh-huh.
but uh, everything else is mechanical connectors. I'm still old-fashioned enough to have a desktop computer.
Yeah.
Actually, in my case, it's a floor top computer. But I would bet this computer has at least several hundred contacts in it. All these boards plugged into it, and a whole bunch of USB stuff plugged into it. It's amazing they got to keep it working, isn't it?
It's very complex and it's very impressive, but it's what used to be necessary. And it isn't necessary anymore, but there's still a big, if the left bank of the river is what it used to be and the right bank of the river is what it can be today, there's still that bridge you have to build across the river to get the products and the product engineers and the product managers to start understanding the possibility of what happens once they move over to this side. And I talk about wireless power really coming in 3 waves. And I'd be interested in if you think this is a good framework, or if you think there's a different waves, or if you disagree. The 3 waves that wireless power comes in are characterized by the question that is asked in each wave. And so the first wave of wireless power that we've already passed is, how do I get rid of this plug? So how do I not have to plug this phone in? And that's wireless charging question number 1. That's wave 1. That's been going on. That's mobile phones. That's cars that can charge mobile phones. That's earbuds starting to have it in the case, earbuds starting to have it in the earbud instead of the clips to charge the earbuds. So that's already been happening. How do I get rid of the connector to charge the device? The second wave, I believe, is when people realize, wait, it doesn't all have to be battery charging. You can just transfer power, and you can transfer power and data simultaneously over the same system. So they ask the question, what connectors can I replace? And so that, I think, is phase 2. And I think we're entering that. I think there are some innovative companies that are really exploring that and seeing what kind of value that brings to them for manufacturing reasons, for durability reasons, for reliability reasons, for user experience improvements. But it's still not the most interesting question. I think the most interesting question is phase 3, wave 3. And wave 3 is the future looking question. Wave 1 and 2 are backwards looking because it's always starting with the starting point, and it's saying, how do I get rid of this? Wave 3 is the best question, in my opinion, because it's the one that says, what can I do with a product now that I know you don't need physical contact as a starting point? So how can I reconceive an entire new product category, a whole new thing? Because legacy design would tell me I need to have some form of contact in order to make this thing possible. But I know that's not true anymore. So let me wipe the slate clean. And now let me think about consumer products, or now let me think about industrial IoT sensors. And I think that's where it gets really exciting. I don't see a lot of that innovation yet in the product community, but those are the 3 waves of wireless power that I think about. How does that resonate with you?
Well, I'd sure love to hear an example of that last one. If I don't want you to give away any of your brilliant innovations, but
I'll give one away for free. And in the spirit of your innovative innovative hero that you talked about, Elon Musk, I'll give this one away for free in case anyone wants to do it. So it's kind of a silly one, but I think it's illustrative. So if you think about like swimming pools or hot tubs, they have a very big problem when it comes to electricity. They have a lot of water in them, right? And water and electricity still don't mix very well when you have to expose contacts and metals. So my thinking is, what if you're trying to take this forward-looking wave 3 concept where you're saying, what kind of product can I create now that contact isn't even a requirement? What I'm thinking about, for example, is interchangeable underwater lighting. So think about, basically taking an LED puck and putting it in your pool. Maybe you just attach it to the wall with a magnet, and you can address it. It can change the colors for ambiance and stuff like that. I mean, it's more of like a novelty. It's more entertaining and fun. It's not going to cure a disease. It's not going to make the world like a significantly better place, but it will make it more fun and interesting. And for the people that use it, And it gets around this constraint of putting power through water, which currently today you just can't do very well, very reliably or very inexpensively. So I really would hope that there are product innovators out there that are way better at conceiving new products than I am, because I'm more of a technology on the inside kind of guy. But maybe the water lighting example might spur some thinking for more creative people than me.
Well, let me encourage you a little bit, even though I hate your example. But not only do you eliminate the connectors, the biggest thing you do with that is eliminate the waterproofing. Because I do have a hot tub, and I do have lighting in the hot tub, and there has to be a light and a seal. And if that seal fails, you're in deep trouble. So the example there is that you not only eliminate connectors, but you eliminate waterproof seals.
The IP ratings for devices, Marty, is absolutely one of the biggest reasons that companies start adopting wireless charging today. Most of the industry over the past 5 years has really thought about wireless charging as this user experience enhancement. And I think that what mobile phones have showed people is that the current iteration of wireless charging for mobile phones, where you have to put a phone down on a charging stand, it's better than having to plug it in with two hands. You always know where it is, but it's not like a game changer. It's a nice to have, not a need to have. So the paradigm has shifted for a lot of product designers, where they're thinking about wireless charging as a user experience benefit, but even more importantly, it's a product enhancement by making the IP ratings much easier to accomplish at a lower cost and at much higher reliability. So waterproofing, dust proofing. That's why we see a lot of wireless charging pick up and traction in industrial and medical spaces in particular, because they're even more sensitive to the quality of their products being measured by their ability to be used in hazardous environments or being used in the presence of blood or saline. And so you picked up on one of the things that is a major pain point that wireless charging addresses, which is waterproofing and dust proofing and IP protections.